everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is AllSims, and I know it's been a really long time since I've recorded a video, much less recorded a video with a voiceover. There's a good explanation for that, nothing I'm going to get into right now. Just that I was going through some things, if I can talk, and they've been resolved. They weren't bad, they just needed time to I guess think through and stuff like that. They were actually pretty good things. I actually recently got engaged to my now fiance. It still sounds weird to say that. And I am almost 4 months pregnant as well. So I needed time to, I guess, think those things through, as well as finish school and just, you know, normal life stuff. From now on, I'm not gonna let that really affect my my YouTube life, what I have of it anyways, and I'm just gonna go with the flow from now on. Whatever happens, it happens. I'm planning on doing one video a week from now on. Nothing that will be too overwhelming for me. As I get further along in my pregnancy, it's gonna get a little bit harder with my job, and because I do start another job in August as well, and with school and stuff like that, and the wedding planning, and my sister's wedding, which is in November, so things are a little bit hectic around here. So I'm just gonna go with the flow from now on. But I do want to put these builds out there. I do want to do a little bit more voiceovers than I did before, so I'm gonna try to do at least once a week. That is my goal, at least once a week, and if I can do that for the foreseeable future, then I'm gonna keep doing it for however long I can, until either I don't want to do it anymore, or it's not fun anymore. Because right now it's really fun, and I've always thought building in The Sims was really fun. I really liked building in Sims 4. Sims 3, my bad. I really liked building in Sims 3, but building in Sims 4 is a lot more fun because you have a little bit more control over the placements of the house and stuff like that. Although we don't have really any terrain paint, or not paint, terrain involvement. It's all like a flat land, which, I mean, to be honest, in The Sims 3, I never really bothered with the terrain in the first place. I never really understood how to fix the house around the terrain like that. It's not something I actually learned to do. But with The Sims 4, I think I've gotten a little bit more into my comfort zone with this, which I really like. So with this house, it's more of a secret house. Not really a secret because, you know, there's an upstairs that you can plainly see. It's kind of small. It kind of looks like a you know, what you'd see at a public pool with just bathrooms and stuff like that, but you can see the stairs and stuff like that. What I liked about this house was how easy it was to build, but it was also a little challenge. I didn't want to build the house too big because it was a small lot. It's actually right next to a house that I had recently built and is now up on my channel. But I didn't want to build it too big, so I wanted to stick relatively close to the size of the lot, but I didn't want to go over. I didn't want to. How do I say this? I didn't want to make it the whole size of the lot. I wanted there to be at least a little landscape, and with a big house, it's sometimes not possible with landscape. And I'm pretty confident with how I do my interiors. I want to work more on making it look good on the outside as well as the inside. So that's really what I wanted to work with here. I didn't do most of that towards the end of the video in the first place, but I think I did an okay job, in my opinion, on making the exterior look a little bit better. The interior is kind of small. It's I think it's cute. In my opinion, it's kind of cute. I would actually want to live here. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. I like how in part of the build I gave it a little bit of skylighting, I guess you can say, because the building is all one story, but I had these little hidey holes where you can see up into the first story, and I actually really like the way that came out. So there's that. One of the things I'm gonna have to get used to again is finding things to talk about. Right now, I'm in the process of getting back into the swing of things, like building and stuff like that, and trying not to repeat myself as much as I used to, because I noticed a pattern in a lot of the builds that I did, and they were all really similar, not in the build itself, but in the style I was doing. I want to learn how to build differently, like in Italy, or like not like go there obviously, because I'm never gonna do that, but in how they build their houses, and like Spanish style houses and Mediterranean style houses, maybe more modern. I tend to build towards more what I like, and while that is okay in my opinion, I want to stretch my imagination, I guess you can say. I want to be able to build things that are a little bit outside of my comfort zone. So there's a challenge in that as well. So this was partially out of my comfort zone, mostly because in a lot of the houses I build, I like to have a lot of natural lighting, and this one there wasn't really much natural lighting in the first place, because of the fact that it was really underground. Most of the natural lighting came from the windows along the pool and some of the natural lighting that I had given it. But other than that, there's not really much lighting, so it was up to me to place intricate little lights. I tried to downsize them, the lights that I use. Sorry about that, my nephew interrupted me for a second. See right here, what I'm doing right here is trying to create a skylight in it. I'm trying to make it look a little bit more natural, and when you go upstairs you can see that I placed a palm tree in it as well as some foliage around it to make it look more natural. I should have put a gate around it though, because the way it looks now, kinda, you can probably fall into it on accident. And I realize this is probably not something that actually happens in real life, because normally basements don't have these types of windows unless the terrain around them allows it. So it's a little bit more unrealistic than I was going for, but I really liked how it turned out in the end. I liked how there was something to make it a little bit. Oh, I put that around it. I put the small gating around it, so. But I liked how it made it look like there was more natural foliage around it than was normal. Which I also, in this build, I tried downsizing a lot of things, because normally what I would normally do is just upsizing. Like some of the items that I wanted to be bigger, like the TV and some of the decoration items, I would just upsize them to place them in a different place. But in this build, I didn't really do a lot of upsizing. I did mostly for the downsizing for the foliage. Foliage. Say the word right. Kimmy, say the word right. Okay. Alright. I really like how I did the exterior. I would change the color of the gate around it. That's a foot gate. I'd really change the color of the foot gate around it. I think white color would have been a lot better. I think it would have made it stand out a little bit more. It would have blended more with the chairs as well, because the grill and the chairs outside, as well as around the pool, it looks a little bit more white than normal. I would have done that. I should have done that. Maybe I'll change it. If you guys want to change it, it's going to be up on the gallery. As soon as this video is done, I'm going to put it up on the gallery. So, as soon as that is done, you guys can download it and fix it however you guys want to. Also, I really like how this kitchen turned out. It's not something I would normally do. It's smaller than I normally would do. And I didn't really leave any room for an actual living room, which I normally don't do, because a lot of the times I do builds that have a more open concept, which is why there are no actual walls separating the dining room and the kitchen, or the, you know, quote-unquote living room, because there's no real living room. But I kind of like how this kitchenette, well, actually no, the kitchen's a full kitchen, it's the living room net, how it turned out. It's simple, but it has enough things in it that you could you know, still live comfortably. And there's enough seating around the place where you can still have a nice little party if you wanted to, if you ever download this house with the intention of actually using it for Sims. So I really like that part. Also, I tried to use different styles than what I would normally do, because normally, like I said, I stick to something I would be comfortable with and not something that would be different. So I tried to put a different swing on things, because I stick to a lot of the same items, I've noticed as well. So a lot of the same couches or the same counters and the same fridges that I would use and the chairs. I stick to a pattern, and I tried to change that with this build, because that couch that I used, I think it's from Parenthood. I used it and I don't normally use it. So, in a sense, I want to shift how I do my builds. If you guys have any ideas, please give me tips on how to do that. I want to work with more colors. I want to work with more styles on how to do these things. That would be great, please. I also tried to use different paintings, because I stick to a lot of the same ones as well. So you'll see that. Like I said, I was trying to downsize a lot of them. A lot of the different things I was doing. Now for this part of the build, the house, the bedrooms they're pretty decent sized for bedrooms, I would say, but they could probably use more stuff. I tried to keep it simple, but lived in. So I try to give it as much clutter as possible. I like houses that have more stuff in it that illustrate how long people have lived there, and I like it like that. And I watch a lot of the builds. I watch a lot of builds from the Simsify to Simlissy to what's her name, Little Simsy, to Deligracy, to Vixella. I watch all of them, and a lot of them put clutter in their houses, and I find that it's with the amount of items we've actually been given that it's really easy to do it. We just gotta find the items, but actually typing in the item that you want is kind of complicated, because naming the item you want isn't exactly named in the game, I guess you could say. So it's kind of frustrating because they're hard to find, which makes it a little bit more complicated, which makes you just want to stick to what you've normally done. Like for my kitchens, I like to put the knife set, I like to put the bread and the dish dryers, not the dishwashing machine, but the little decoration items that you have. But sometimes when I'm building, I either forget that I have the option to actually put them in the game until a later date, or I don't try enough to actually find them, which is my problem. I need to try more. Excuse me for a second. I find I get out of breath a lot easier nowadays. I'm about 4 months into my pregnancy, so I just gotta breathe more. Anyways, 1 second, please. So yeah, this is the second bathroom. This is mostly the okay, so this house isn't really based for a family. I only really decorate one room in this house, and the other one is just filled with storage items. So it's kind of complicated, but we are coming to the end of the video. I hope you liked it. I like how it turned out. I actually like how the storage room turned out too. It looks a little bit uncompleted, but in a good way, I guess you could say. I don't really know how you can say that, but it looks a little bit uncompleted, but there's still a bed in it. You can still put a guest in there, or if you have kids, you can still put kids in there. Okay, like I said, the end of the video is coming up. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you want any types of builds, any types of residential or community builds, and I will get to it.